The lights are flashing. The music is pumping. And that familiar sound of coins hitting metal fills the air. You slide your 20 into the machine, press spin, and watch those reels dance. But here's something that might shock you. The machine you're sitting at right now, it already knows whether you're going to walk away a winner or leave empty-handed. And the person who programmed it, they used to work right here on this casino floor. What if I told you that everything you think you know about playing slots is wrong? That there are secrets hiding behind every spinning reel, secrets that casino workers have been keeping locked away for decades? Well, today that changes. Because I've tracked down former casino employees, people who spent years behind the scenes, and they're finally ready to talk. These aren't your typical gambling tips you'll find scattered across the internet. These are the real strategies that casino insiders use when they play. The same techniques they quietly share with their friends and family when nobody else is listening. And trust me, once you learn these 9 secrets, you'll never look at a slot machine the same way again. But before we dive in, I need to ask you something. Have you ever walked out of a casino wondering how you burned through your money so fast? Maybe you hit a nice win early on, felt like you were on fire, and then somehow ended up leaving with less than you started? Drop a comment below and tell me about your most frustrating casino experience. I want to hear your stories because I guarantee you're not alone. Now, here's what makes this different from every other slot machine video out there. We're not talking theory. We're not discussing lucky charms or mystical timing strategies. What you're about to learn comes straight from the people who maintain these machines, who watch thousands of players every single day, and who know exactly how these games really work behind all the lights and sounds. Over the next few minutes, you're going to discover why some machines are secretly programmed to be more generous than others. You'll learn the specific locations on the casino floor where the loose machines are hiding. And, most importantly, you'll understand the mathematical principles that separate the players who consistently walk out ahead from those who always seem to lose their shirts. The first secret might surprise you because it has nothing to do with luck. It's about understanding something called return-to-player percentages and how casinos use this invisible number to control your experience. You see, every slot machine is programmed with a specific percentage that determines how much money it will pay back to players over time. But here's the kicker that most people never realize. 2 identical machines sitting right next to each other can have completely different return rates. Same graphics, same sounds, same bonus features. But one might be set to return 92% while the other returns 96%. That 4% difference might not sound like much, but over the course of an evening, it's the difference between walking out even and walking out broke. Former casino technicians will tell you that manufacturers actually create multiple versions of every popular game. They'll build a tight version, a medium version, and a loose version. Then the casino gets to choose which version goes where on their floor. And you better believe they're strategic about those choices. Think about it from their perspective. The machines near the main entrance get tons of foot traffic from casual players and tourists. These people are going to play regardless of how tight the machines are. So why not maximize profits? But the machines tucked away in quieter corners, those need to perform better to keep people interested and coming back. The second secret involves denomination, and it's probably the simplest way to immediately improve your odds. Higher denomination machines almost always have better return rates than their penny slot cousins. We're talking about significant differences here. While penny slots might return 85 to 90%, dollar slots typically return 94 to 96%. The math behind this makes perfect sense once you understand the casino's business model. A penny slot needs to cycle through thousands of spins to generate meaningful revenue. A dollar slot generates that same revenue in a fraction of the time. Since the casino is making their money either way, they can afford to be more generous with the higher denomination games. But here's where most players make a critical mistake. They assume that playing higher denominations means betting more money per session, and that's not necessarily true. The key is finding the sweet spot where you get better mathematical odds while still having enough spins to actually trigger the bonus features that make slots fun. If you walk into a casino with $100, you're better off playing 50-cent bets on a dollar machine than playing maximum lines on a penny machine. You'll get fewer total spins, but each spin has a much better chance of paying something back. And when those bonus rounds hit, they'll hit harder because the base game math is more favorable. Secret number 3 is going to change how you think about slot machines entirely. There's actually a game hiding in plain sight on every casino floor that offers better odds than any traditional slot machine. Video poker machines look similar to slots. They're just as easy to play, but the return rates are dramatically better. A properly configured video poker machine can return over 99% with optimal play. Even if you make some mistakes, you're still looking at 97 to 98% return. Compare that to the 90 to 92% you'll get on most regular slots, and the choice becomes obvious. The reason video poker offers such good odds is transparency. The pay table is displayed right on the screen, and the game uses a standard 52-card deck. This means the probabilities are known and verifiable. There's no hidden programming, no mysterious algorithms, just pure math that you can actually calculate. Now, video poker does require some basic strategy knowledge. You need to know which cards to hold and which to discard. But we're not talking about complex calculations here. A simple strategy chart that you can reference on your phone will get you to within 0.5% of optimal play. And that small investment in learning pays huge dividends in better odds. The 4th secret deals with pay tables, and this one will blow your mind once you start paying attention. Even regular slot machines often display their pay information if you know where to look. Most modern slots have an information or help button that will show you exactly what each symbol combination pays. But here's what casino workers know that most players miss. Different versions of the same game can have different pay tables. You might find 2 Buffalo machines on the same floor, but one pays 25 credits for a certain combination, while the other pays only 20 credits. Same theme, same graphics, completely different math. Smart players always check the pay table before they start playing. It takes 30 seconds, but that 30 seconds can mean the difference between playing a 94% game and an 88% game. And over the course of several hours, that difference adds up to real money staying in your pocket instead of going to the casino. The location secret is perhaps the most fascinating because it reveals how much strategy goes into casino floor design. Machine placement isn't random. Every single slot machine is positioned with specific business goals in mind. High-traffic areas often feature tighter machines because they're going to get played regardless of their payout rates. But casinos also need to create excitement and social proof. When someone hits a big jackpot where everyone can see it, that draws more players to the area. So you'll often find strategically placed loose machines in visible locations, specifically designed to create those crowd-gathering moments that make other players want to jump in. The smart money looks for machines in specific zones. Near the high-limit area, even if you're not playing high-limit yourself, the machines sometimes run better pay tables because the casino is courting more valuable customers. Along back walls where foot traffic is lighter, machines need to perform better to keep people interested. Away from the main entrance where tourists and casual players congregate, machines often need to work harder to attract and retain players. This creates opportunities for those who know what to look for. Former floor supervisors will tell you about the scouting method they used when they wanted to find productive machines during their breaks. They wouldn't just sit down randomly and hope for the best. Instead, they'd spend 5 to 10 minutes walking the floor, observing which machines were showing consistent activity. Not necessarily big jackpots, but steady small to medium hits that indicated a machine was in a paying cycle. Here's something most players never think about. Watching other players can give you valuable intelligence about machine performance. If you see someone feeding a machine for 15 minutes with absolutely nothing to show for it, and they walk away frustrated, that tells you something about that particular machine's current state. While every spin is technically random, patterns of activity can guide your choices about where to invest your playing time. The progressive jackpot secret reveals a fascinating contradiction in slot machine design. Progressive machines, those with jackpots that grow with every bet placed across a network of machines, actually offer worse base game odds than their non-progressive counterparts. The reason is simple mathematics. A portion of every bet goes into funding that massive jackpot, which means less money is available for regular payouts. However, experienced players know that progressives can become profitable under specific circumstances. When a progressive jackpot grows significantly above its average hit point, the overall expected value of the game can actually flip positive. If a progressive normally hits around $500,000, but you see it sitting at $2 million, that extra equity makes the tighter base game worth the risk. The key with progressives is discipline. You only play them when the jackpot is unusually high. You always bet the maximum required to qualify for the grand prize. And you have the bankroll to sustain the higher volatility that comes with these games. Miss any of these requirements, and you're playing a mathematically inferior game. Secret number 7 involves the player's club system, and this one can add significant value to your playing sessions even when you're not winning big. Your rewards aren't calculated based on how much you win or lose. They're based on your total action, which is the sum of all money you put through the machine, and your playing time. Casino employees understand that consistent, steady play often generates better rewards than sporadic, high-limit sessions. A player who sits for 3 hours, betting modest amounts, creates more value for the casino than someone who bets big for 20 minutes and leaves. The casino values engagement and loyalty, and their reward systems reflect this priority. This means playing longer at comfortable bet levels can actually generate more comps, free play, and mailers than trying to impress the system with occasional big bets. The key is finding a denomination and bet size you can sustain for extended periods while still enjoying the experience. Always use your player's club card, ask about current promotions, and take advantage of special multiplier days when they're available. The 8th secret deals with new machine installations, and it's something floor staff use to discuss among themselves. When a brand new slot machine gets installed, it often seems to perform better in its first few weeks. Whether this is due to different programming settings or simply the statistical reality of higher player volume creating more visible wins, the result is the same. New machines feel hot. Smart players pay attention to new installations and give them a test session during their honeymoon period. The worst-case scenario is that they perform like any other machine. The best case is that you catch one during a period of higher activity and frequent payouts. Casino employees often know which games are brand new, and they're usually happy to share that information with friendly players who ask. The final secret is perhaps the most important for your long-term success, and it involves understanding the true cost of licensed theme games. Slot machines based on popular movies, television shows, or celebrity brands almost always have lower return rates than games with generic themes. The reason is licensing fees. Someone has to pay for the right to use those recognizable names and images, and that cost gets passed on to players through reduced payouts. A Game of Thrones slot or a Walking Dead machine might be entertaining with great graphics and familiar sound effects, but the math is typically 1 to 3% worse than a similarly structured generic game. If you're playing purely for entertainment and you love the theme, this might be worth it to you. But if your goal is maximizing your chances of walking away ahead, stick to the house originals like Buffalo, Lightning Link, or Quick Hit. These games don't have licensing costs eating into their return rates, which means more of your wagered money comes back to you over time. It's a simple business decision. The casino and manufacturer have to pay for those brand names somehow, and they're not taking it out of their own profits. There you have it. 9 secrets that casino workers have been keeping to themselves for years. These aren't lucky charms or superstitions. This is cold, hard mathematics and insider knowledge that can completely transform your next casino visit. From understanding return percentages to finding the right machines in the right locations, you now have the same information that casino employees use when they play. Will this guarantee you'll win? Of course not, but you'll be playing smarter, lasting longer, and giving yourself the best possible chance to walk out ahead. The house will always have an edge, but now you know exactly how to minimize that edge and maximize your entertainment value. Next time you hit the casino floor, remember these secrets and play like an insider.